Stop for a moment. Don't scroll past this because something has been trying to reach your heart for longer than you realize. There is a conversation that never truly ended, a feeling that never disappeared, and a promise that has been quietly waiting between silence and destiny. You may think this is only another story, but what if the words you're about to hear feel strangely familiar? What if they awaken something you've been carrying deep inside without even knowing it? Because before this moment is over, you may understand why your heart has refused to let go, and why someone else's heart has been fighting the very same battle. You have spent so much time wondering if love was ever meant to stay. You've smiled when people expected you to smile. You've said you were fine when your heart was quietly asking questions no one could answer. Late at night, when the world became silent, your thoughts returned to the same place, to the same person, to the same unfinished dream. Somehow, no matter how far life carried you, the feeling remained. And that is where this story truly begins, because unfinished feelings rarely disappear without a reason. There were moments when you convinced yourself it was over. You told yourself to move on. You tried to believe that time would erase everything. Yet every time you closed one emotional door, another memory gently opened. A familiar song appeared when you least expected it. A place reminded you of a conversation. Even the smallest coincidence carried the weight of something much bigger, as though life itself refused to let the connection fade. But you still didn't know why, and the answer was closer than you imagined. Someone has been carrying words they never found the courage to say. They practiced them in their mind. They imagined how the conversation would happen. They pictured your face, your smile, your reaction. Yet every single time they came close, fear whispered louder than hope. Fear of rejection. Fear of being too late. Fear that you had already written a different future without them. So they waited, believing another perfect moment would come. Never realizing that perfect moments almost never announce themselves. Meanwhile, you kept searching for signs. You questioned every delay. You wondered whether destiny had forgotten your name. There were days when hope felt almost impossible to hold on to. But hope has a strange way of surviving where logic cannot. Deep inside you, something refused to give up completely. Something kept whispering that the story wasn't finished. You couldn't explain it, yet your soul continued listening for footsteps that hadn't arrived, at least not yet. The truth is, real love often grows in silence before it speaks out loud. While the world measures relationships by visible moments, destiny often works in hidden seasons. Invisible changes happen long before anyone notices them. Hearts soften. Walls begin to fall. Old fears slowly lose their power. You may not have seen any of it, but unseen transformation has been happening where your eyes could never reach. And that changes everything, although you still don't know how much. There were nights when this person looked at the stars and imagined a completely different tomorrow. In that tomorrow, they weren't running anymore. They weren't hiding behind uncertainty. They weren't pretending they didn't care. Instead, they were standing beside you with complete honesty. They imagined taking your hand without hesitation. They imagined saying the words that had lived inside their heart for so long. But imagination alone cannot change reality. Unless courage finally arrives, then something unexpected happened. Life began teaching lessons neither of you wanted to learn. Plans failed. Certain people walked away. Disappointments arrived without warning. At first, those moments felt unfair. They felt like endings. But sometimes life removes what is temporary to reveal what was always meant to remain. Every disappointment quietly pushed both of you closer toward becoming the people you needed to become. Neither of you realized it while it was happening, but every difficult chapter was preparing another page. There is something extraordinary about timing. We often think we are waiting for love, when in reality love is waiting for us to become ready. Readiness is invisible. It grows through heartbreak, patience, forgiveness, and healing. It grows when you stop chasing people who cannot choose you. It grows when you remember your own worth after forgetting it for far too long. Every tear you thought was wasted was actually watering a future you couldn't yet see. And now, that future is beginning.